it's Bree. So today I'm going to talk to you about the pros and cons to using both disposable and reusable menstrual products. So if you didn't know what reusable menstrual products were before this video, then stay tuned because you're going to find out. So I've written down on this piece of paper all the pros and cons I can think of to each, and I'm going to say right now this will probably be biased in some way because I just think using the reusables are amazing, but I will try and keep it as my views as neutral as possible throughout this video. So to start with, I'm going to do tampons versus cups. So menstrual cups, I'm going to do the cups first. This is a menstrual cup. In fact, I'm going to grab a lot of menstrual cups out. Here are all the menstrual cups I have with me. Just now I have more than this. So you can see they have different colours and different shapes as well. Different sizes. And different styles. So yeah, there are many different types of menstrual cups for you to choose from. I'm just going to use the Lunette to sorry, not the Lunette. This is a Cybele cup. This is a Lady cup. This is a Maluna cup that I cut the stem off, and this is a Lunette cup. So all the stems have been cut off these cups, but they do come with very long stems so you can pull them out. But I don't need them, so I cut them off. So let's start with the pros. So the first pro is you can't feel a menstrual cup. If you've got it inserted correctly, you can't feel it. And the way you insert it is by, let's use the pink one, is by either folding it in half like this and folding it again, which is what we call the C-fold or the U-fold, depending on how you look at it. And you insert it, a menstrual cup you insert inside your body, and it pops open, and the whole thing is inside your vagina. And it collects your menstrual flow, and then what you do is you lean in, break the seal, and walk it out and pour it away. Wash it out with warm water and soap, and then reinsert it. Another pro is it can hold up to 3 times as much as a regular tampon. There are different sizes of menstrual cup. These are all the smaller sizes because I'm a teenager, I'm 16 years old, and so I don't need the large sizes, and also I don't have a heavy flow. So that's why we have different sizes, and they can, most of them however can hold up to 3 times more than a regular tampon. And when I say that, I don't mean when you have a tampon that you have literally dunked all in the water and poured it out and it's dripping. I mean the actual amount a tampon can hold while your muscles are still squeezing it inside, so you know. The actual capacity of a tampon. It lasts for up to 10 years, a menstrual cup. In fact, some menstrual cups, the Moon Cup UK and the Moon Cup in America, I think, can last your whole menstrual life cycle, the whole time you menstruate. They're cheaper in the long run. You only have to invest in one of these cups. You don't need more than one. I have more because I do reviews on them on this channel, but you only need one menstrual cup, and that will last you for 10 years. You can do anything with them, and you can run, you can swim, you can do star jumps, you can do handstands. I've done a handstand with a menstrual cup in it dancing. So you can do anything with this in. There's no risk of TSS. TSS has not been associated with any menstrual cups. They're made of 100% medical grade silicone, or this one is made of TPE. They can also be made of biodegradable rubber or latex. But this one's made of TPE, thermoplastic elastomer. And they just stretch and they always bob back into their shape. This is a softer cup. So there's no risk of TSS. TSS stands for toxic shock syndrome, and it's what's associated with tampons, especially high absorbency tampons. The other thing is there's no moisture taken away from your vagina. The only thing this collects is cervical fluid and your menstrual fluid, basically. They will not take away any of the moisture inside your vaginal walls. They won't make you dry or anything. And also, if you insert this and your period just, like mine like to do, stops on the 3rd day, then you don't have that horrible scraping feeling of taking it out. Menstrual cups don't do that. They last longer inside. You can leave them up for, a menstrual cup can be inside for up to 12 hours and still have no risk of TSS. However, you can only use a tampon for up to 8 hours, and I can very rarely actually do that. But with a menstrual cup, I can physically leave it in for 12 hours on my regular day, if it's one of my bigger cups. No waste. All you do with this is throw the blood away and then back inside. You know, you don't throw the actual tampon itself away and keep filling them into landfill. Nothing goes into landfill with a menstrual cup. Convenient. You never run out. If you have ever been caught out, like I have, on a school trip or a trip anywhere, and then you start your period and you think, oh my god, I've only got one pad or one tampon, you know, you use that pad or tampon and that's it, you know, it's gone. With a menstrual cup, however, once you've used it, you can empty it out, wipe it out with some toilet paper and reinsert it again. You know, it will still collect, so it's a really useful thing to have as a backup in your handbag or your purse or your school bag or something. So now onto the cons. It is a high initial investment. Menstrual cups, this one in particular is one of the cheaper ones. It cost about £11.50, I think. And, you know, even though that's for 10 years, obviously a box of tampons only costs about £2 in this country. Some of the other ones cost up to £35, I think. Most of them are under 20 though, so you just have to have a look, or around the £20 mark. They might not work. You can get a menstrual cup that just doesn't work for you. It might be too firm or too soft, and you kind of have to figure it out. There are ways to improve your chances of getting it right first time, but again, it takes practice sometimes to do that. It takes time to get the hang of it. You know, there is a certain trick to using menstrual cups to get them to work. I can now insert a menstrual cup in like 5 seconds and it will be open for me. I don't take long to do them at all. In fact, I'm wearing one now and I completely forgot about it. But, you know, so once you've got the hang of it, it's fine. They can leak. If it's the wrong size for you, if you don't insert it correctly, if you don't make sure it's opened up properly, they can leak. But then again, tampons can too, so anything that doesn't open up properly is going to leak. So, on to tampons. I have two brands here. This is Naturcare and this is Tampax. So the price for this is, again, you can't feel it most of the time unless you insert it wrong, then it can hurt. But you know, you can't feel it in general. You throw it away so you don't have to worry about dealing with the blood, although remember, if you do misjudge your period and it spills, it will go down the string and you have to kind of pull the string which has blood in it, but it's not a lot of blood. I should just rinse out with cups. You generally don't have much blood in the cup because what happens is you've got your cup, and I forgot to do this, the leaking part of cups. Here is my nice champagne glass with some dyed food colouring in some water here so you can see it really easily on camera. So when you insert a menstrual cup, you press the bit down, or you can, like that, which is what we call the punch down fold, or you can do the C fold. There's a number of other folds, I have a video on it, go and check it out if you want to know. But then you insert it into your vagina, and I have to insert this quite far down to get it to work. Then it should open up, and if it doesn't quite open up like you can see there, then you can push the air into it and it will open, or you can just pull it back and push it down again. And then once you've got that in there, you should hear it pop, like that. Hang on, it's got a bit stuck here. And then, even if it's at a slight angle inside, it won't leak. Which is often what people say because menstrual cups do have little air holes at the top of them somewhere. You can't see on this one. Oh, there you go. But you see, now with this you have to bear in mind that there is, the rim of this cup doesn't work very well with this particular glass. But inside this won't happen because your walls will squeeze, the walls of your vagina will squeeze your PVC muscles, and this will go in. So when you want to get it out, what you do is you break the seal by pressing these together a bit, and you walk it down like so. Now it leaks a bit there because, as I said, this glass doesn't work very well with it, but you can see the majority of the blood is still inside the cup like that. And all you do is pour that into the toilet, rinse out your cup, and you're ready to go again. So that is how a menstrual cup works, and when you're inside it won't leak around the edges like you saw there because, as I said, the walls of your vagina will form to the cup. But anyway, back to tampons. Sorry about that. As I said, you can't feel them, you throw them away. They're more known about, more people know about tampons, and so, you know, you can find them more easily. And that's the next thing, you can get them anywhere. Most supermarket shops will stock tampons. It's harder to find menstrual cups. You usually have to get them online. I believe there are some stores which sell menstrual cups. Over here, Boots sell the Moon Cup UK, and I think in America, I don't know which store sells them, but I know the Diva Cup is quite easy to get hold of. Cheap to start, you know, the box is only £2 £2 again, I think, to buy a box of tampons. The other pro is you can get organic ones like this, which biodegrade and don't have the risk of as much of a risk of TSS as these tampons do, because these are made of a substance called viscous rayon, which when you take it out leaves fibres inside you which get fed on by this bacteria called Staphylococcus aureus, and it's resistant to most antibiotics, so it's very difficult to treat, which is why you can get TSS and it goes to all the bits of your body. They have an applicator. A cup doesn't have an applicator, and you can get tampons with applicators, so that can be a good point for some of you. The con, TSS, as we said, toxic shock syndrome, is associated with tampons, and even organic tampons there is a small risk of getting it. It doesn't hold as much as a cup. As I said, it will only last you for a couple of hours, especially if you're heavy, and the more absorbent tampons you use, the higher the risk of TSS. Landfill, obviously these get thrown into landfill and they don't biodegrade for around 500 years, I think it is, or 100 years. They're over a century, basically, to biodegrade because of the plastic applicators and the plastic wrappers. Although these have a biodegradable wrapper and they biodegrade much faster. You run out. If you are, as I said before, stuck on a school trip or something, you use it once, you can't reuse it again, so you're kind of stuck. But then again, you can get them from a shop easily. Some countries don't sell them. It's quite difficult to find tampons in certain countries, usually because of their culture or something, but usually you can find them somewhere. Plastic. The plastic that gets thrown away, that's what fills up the landfills, and we've already talked about that. So, that is the whole menstrual cups versus tampons.